namaskar, and very warm welcome to all of you in our TNC live session. So today we are going to start with our new program. It's Aamne Samne. It's a very special program. So this is the first episode of Aamne Samne. So I'm the host, and I have a beautiful and gorgeous co-host with me. She's Aarti Rajdan. She's a co-host
Hi.
of this program. Welcome to the
Yes, yes.
show, Aarti Rajdan. Okay, so
Thank
today
you.
we have a very, very, very special guest with us, who is actually is an international fusion celebrity star artist. Okay, and he has sung so many songs for the best of meditation. And I just want further Aarti should be introduced.
We welcome our special international celebrity guest, Mr. Mahesh Vinayakram. He is indeed a very special artist, international fusion artist. He has won the UNESCO Millennium Award. He sings fantastic international fusion stuff. He has done traditional Carnatic music. Then he has also, he's the only Indian to have ever performed in the Cirque du Soleil theater production. And most, more than anything, he is a wonderful human being. And when he sings, it's like his voice touches God. And those blessings shower on his audiences. That richness in Mahesh is absolutely rare and unique. And he has performed all over the world with international artists like James Asher, like so many artists all over the world. He has many albums like Terracotta, Drums of Fire, and amazing stuff. He has performed in the Coke Studios. So here it is, Mahesh. A very, very warm welcome to you.
Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, RTG. Thank you, Raghavji, for hosting.
Thank you so much for coming up our show. First, we want you just start with the Ganesh Vandana.
We'll do the same. वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा वातापि गणपतिं भजे गणपतिं भजे गणपतिं भजे गणपतिं भजे आपुराकुम्भसंवरमुनिवरं प्रभूजितं त्रिकोण मध्यगतम् वातापि वातापि गणपतिं भजे भजे Thank you.
So beautiful, Mahesh. So beautiful.
Thank you.
So I think so, Aarti Rajan, you must start it with the first question.
Mahesh, how, when you sing, It's like, you touch this totally different space. It's like you can just feel this kind of a divine, feeling. So how is music related to meditation for you?
ఎందరో మహానుభావుడు అందరికి వందనము. Salutations to the gurus of the globe, and it's not me speaking, let the divine take. And also to, it's a real fact that meditation is already happening. It's not that we don't do anything. We come to a reality, we come to a clarity, we sense and we feel, not only on the physical, on three layers of the body, that the meditation is happening. The same way nada upasana, yantra mantra tantra. So the nada, the sound travels much more faster than the light. So
Oh.
when you start singing, the sound what you create, it's really relative. So when you have the two brains, left and the right, I always keep saying this, but I don't mind repeating the same just for the people
Please do.
who are very new, just for understanding. As left brain is it refers, and also it refers to observations and whatever we have saved. Let it be 1 terabyte. But the right side brain, which is connected to the heart chakra, is the cosmic connect. So people always get stuck with the left brain saying that 1 terabyte is bigger. I know 1 terabyte is little bigger, but you have to understand that we are clouding nowadays. So the cosmic
Mm.
connect, so that's more important. So when the surrender quality happens, bhakti always flows. So the both brain, that's why we do Ganesha like this. So
Mm.
cross
Mhm.
fingers so that you accept, and you know what is what you have got from your teachers, and also you surrender wherever you are in the flow. So you are in
Mhm.
the presence to experience
Mhm.
the connect, and the cosmic connect always opens. That's why we always say that we are always connected to the cosmic. So the movement of the stars really applies all the scientific flats. I mean, just a common fact. So answer to the question is that when we sing, and when the sound comes, and when the sur of the tanpura comes, you naturally come. For example, you're coming to the
Mm.
music class.
Mm.
By entering to the music class of the room, by itself goes to the next frequency, which is 98.1,
Mm.
becomes like a flirty. Point 2 becomes, and then point 3, immediately you're happy. Immediately you're so
Mm.
high for no reason. Immediately you go solo, and then your tears comes, and then naturally the sound penetrates not only on the chakra but also on the meridians. So the sound flows in such
Ah.
a way. So when you surrender, you experience the, so when you don't address so much to the mind, when the no mind happens, it naturally the tantra, the tandav is happening. So you experience that.
Mm.
So in that way, we feel, and we strongly feel, that when we sing, we surrender. And when you enter to the classroom, you naturally don't think about anything. And then the moment you sit on the padmasana or any asana, you elevate yourself to the next level of your frequency. Of course, all the addressing of the left brain calms down, and then the right brains always activates. And then the moment you enter into the sound, you are flying. So when people are receptive,
Ah.
they can resonate and they can relate to us. For the people who can't resonate, or when the people are not on the frequency, though the brain comes, and then though the sound comes, they say because of the egoistic approaching, which is comes there and says that, oh, this is the, I know this, I know that. So for a minute, if you just keep it with no thoughts, like you be the watcher, let the thought come, let the thought go, you experience. That's called vipassana, it's all about that. So this, all these experiences would definitely happen when you start your artistic approach in your lifestyle. So when the music comes, naturally we get trained, not just only the content, it's about little more. So you experience something beyond the physical body, saying that you have a connect. So you sing for yourself. When there is God in you, it's very natural that she or he lives in me. I'm here to celebrate. So we sense that, and we start experiencing. So when the raga flows, we are just flying, and then people who connect, definitely they fly together. So when the Wi-Fi can
Ooh.
connect us, and why not the Wi-Fi of our own cosmic connect? So we have almost forgotten that it is a supernatural Wi-Fi. which is already happening.
Yes.
Ooh, that's wonderful. The supernatural Wi-Fi. Oh, great.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? So,
Yes.
Mahesh, would you say that mantra, the sound of these Vedic mantras, sound, and how is sound connected then to healing?
Oh, it's a vast question, and it's a really vast answer. But to understanding of my senses, to my little understanding, I could say that sound has the biggest capacity. Sound is the world is all sound,
Oh, wow.
because you sense yourself, you sense me, you sense everything through vibration, which connects with the scientific facts that each and everything has its own kind of frequency, and the sound which penetrates on the different layers, any object, so which all connect with the sound. So technically saying Shruti and Shruti Mata Layapita. So in Yan, the femininity and the masculine. There is nothing called masculine. It comes from the femininity and it merges with the masculine. That's why the Shiva Shakti is in such a way that Shiva already is dwelled in the Shakti. And the Shakti is so calm that when she is calm, she is in Parvati Rupa. So when she wants to be high, then she shows the other side of the Kali. So the Shiva is already the Rupa of Uma Maheshwara. The Shiva Shakti, the Indian, is already there. The black and white are the only colors. Sajjamam, Panchamam, or the Prakriti Swaras. Rigamadani, or the Vikriti, which leads you to the color. So, color, Vinyasa, the forms basically happens only with the two, sun and moon. All the
Oh,
star constellation.
ah,
Yeah. So, it is related, and it is relatively so natural. And that's why the Vedic tradition is completely so ancient. For example, any art form in the world, for example, let's say until now and starting from the old, the ways of learning is either in the books, and then we have now come to a CD, and then we have come to the level of clouding. So there is no more cell phones with button, it's all clouding, so you share on the clouds. So we have come to that level. Even now in this yuga, in Kali Yuga, the oldest art form is that father son, the great father great son. It comes with the just physical understanding. And in olden days they didn't have text, there's nothing called text. So it's a daily practice, so it's experience, it's completely kinetic. So you see the face, diksha. You see eyes, is nayana diksha,
Yes.
sparisa diksha. You see, you touch, and then you just accept, and you be in the radius of these people. And then whether you know it or not, the sound phonetic doesn't matter. Of course, it is a coding between, like, for example, Android phones and Apple phone. Apple and Macintosh is a binary system, and then other things are Android version. It's a complete different language. There are country, but still we are, everybody is traveling. So be there to experience what it is. That's what does matters for us. So when we learn this traditional music, it's just not the music, it is something beyond the music. So when you
wow.
experience this also naturally comes out. So when you go for a music, and when you learn, when you see a artist dancing like Shiva or Krishna, you don't see who artist is. When Birjuji just do the dance, you see only Krishna. You are no more seeing the artist. He transforms. That's called the energy, that's called the vibe, what we. So that's all. It's a very interesting topic. So sound is the life. Sound really relates to so much of sound can be sensed. For example, science has come to a level where, like, it wants to prove. So we have proven in sound in different ways. For example, you take a glass of water, and then you pass the positive energy to the water, molecular changes happens. So the people have tested, it's not only me, many people have told me that you keep a glass of water in a white clear crystal clear room which has positive energy, and the same glass of water in a dark room with complete abusive ambience and sounds, and in a same kind of glass of water in just a tilt with no sound, nothing. So you see the difference there when they tested the quality and the color of the water which was there in the positive one was crystal clear and white, and then the water which was kept in the negative room was completely black, and then the water which was kept in the room which was doing nothing, it was the same. It didn't have, because color doesn't have any, I mean water doesn't have any color. It's just the energy what you pass is a reflection. So the water in the Pacific is completely blue. Same water which comes on the different layer is just not the water. It's not the color of the water. Color doesn't have, water doesn't have any color. It's just about the minerals which reflects. So the same way, mind is what you address. So what we need
True.
is not physical. It's about addressing mind. So when you address your super brain, we always think that this is this. We get chaotic. We go completely chaos happens, and then you go to the panic situation. There's no need, because the mind body alignment is not there. For example, that happens only in nada, that happens in the music. So there is no possibility for you to be sit here. For example, when you're sitting here, there is a difference between hearing and learning and listening. So you can be here, but still you can go to Manhattan, have a fun. So that doesn't happen in the music. You can't there, because you lose your shruti. So the mind body and your sat, so Chidanandam. So that happens during the chanting. So chanting has a immense power in the human physical body, because mantra
Wow.
is a soundful, sensible sound variation which comes again and again, which has a capacity of calming your left brain and shutting it out, so that no more incoming messages, like no more incoming thought doesn't come. So the process of processing is happening in such a way that the thought process, that incoming, it stops the incoming, because only the sound ringers. So the so that your mind is a, if you, mind is not a master, but if you train, mind can be a best student.
Yes,
Wow.
you are
So
right on this. Yes, so sweet. Uh,
speaking of
I,
chanting, Raghav, should we hear a little bit of Shankara from him? We
Sure.
can request,
uh,
you know.
yes,
yes,
please, I'll go for the little bit of chanting. And
Yeah, that would be lovely.
ओंकारं बिंदु संयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनः कामं मोक्षदं चैव ओंकाराय नमो नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनात्
So beautiful, and so soulful too. Actually, every
Oh,
song or every chanting give us so soulful things. Like we feel, we feel really meditative because every sound, which is actually in the, you can say, if it is a proper meditative music, that gives us really relief to our mind and soul too.
Beautiful.
Because this sound give us direct connection to the God. So you are doing a beautiful job, and you sing so well. If
Thank you.
we just close our eyes and we just feel Lord Shiva is there with us,
yeah, it's true.
Lord
Thank you.
Krishna is with us, so Lord Ganesha is with us. So we have listened your other songs too, and your chantings. So they are so beautiful. They are so soulful. I just want to ask one more question. You have done a lot of international performances, okay, with the international people. So how was the experience? So we people would like to know about that also.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to introduce myself, where I come from. So, I'm the son of the legendary Padma Bhushan T.H. Vikku Vinayakram, who is the first Grammy Award winner of South India. Of course, Rahman sir has got later, and my dad got it on 1991 for the world music production called Mickey Hart with Ustad Zakir Ji and Zakir Ji El Shankar for the famous band called Shakti, and they have been traveling. So we are the third generation continuing the legacy, and I'm really happy to say that my daughter Guru Priya and my son Guru Prasad are the fourth generation continuing the parampara. The musical
Wow.
lineage is quite interesting, and also that's for me. It's one of the boom, and also it's a great support for one's life, I would say. And during my travel, it just happened that I used to travel with my father for a band called where three of my brothers, like all of the music and all of the family has a music background. So my elder brother is Selva Ganesh, who's a world famous kanjira player, and who is the Remo company. You know, the skin company is American company, and we have done the kanjira. And the other brother is Uma Shankar, who carries the Ghatam legacy of my father, and I am the singer from the rhythm family, and I have a sister who also sings. And so this is the background, and also the travel happened from my father. We used to have a band called Saptakshara, where my father, our three sons together, along with my sister's husband, so it's like a family paramparas band which we were traveling, and we were traveling extensively to US, UK, and we have been following a Rhythm Sticks festival in London in Philharmonic halls, and those travel was there until 10 years, and then I started exploring my journey. So for me, what happens is that for me, the yogic understanding of life connects me with my grandfather, because my
Mhm.
grandfather is a long time yogi. He could really perceive when he was going to leave his physical body. So he's
Oh,
a long
wow.
time yogic teacher. So they kept it very intact. So those practices, I have seen that is a legacy. I always feel his presence in me. So I carry the legacy of my grandfather. So it's a greater connection that when you surrender and then you go deeper, you will have so much of answers that you don't need to express what your answers are. It's completely inside. And also, as Atiji was saying, that is, it's a feeling. So I wanted to be my best friend before I wanted to ask any. And the happiness comes when I am happy, my partner is happy, and then when the family is happy. When you travel, 100 people are completely happy because of your ojas and tejas and your presence. It's completely proven. So the same way,
Wow.
foreigners, non-Indians, they always have the quest for the inner journey. So that makes them happy. He said like they're very fond of India, colors, food, and then yoga and the music. So they always want a quest about saying that. For example, for funny things, they are so funny about how's the bhaji is happening, how's the potato goes inside the bhaji. That's the question. The same, how do you
Yeah.
how do you do that? Because they have seen only the other layers. So whatever
Yeah.
leftover food becomes the different
Yeah.
transaction. So you take colors, you take kitchen, you take anything. It is artistic approach. You take anything in India. India is so diverse. Each and every 200 kilometers, you see different color, you see different culture, you see different music. So India is so rich in its own things. That's why non-Indian people, they are so fond of India because of its rich culture, especially two strong grammars of India, which is Hindustani music, which hails from the northern India, and Dakshinayana, which is Carnatic. Karnam Karneti Atakam, that which sounds good to the ears, is called Carnatic music. Karnataka is a state which
Oh.
comes on the borders of the southern region, but Carnatic is the art form, and that comes from that. Always you have a grounding and gravity in southern places. If you see the American region, South America is different from North America. If you see
Yes.
the African continent, North Africa and South Africa is different. So the same way you take any Sega or continents, southern has a more gravity. It has its own geographical one. So in this ways, when I go to the foreign countries, they're so happy about Indian music because they've gone to the level of Maya. They've seen everything, and then they want to see how what is the goodness. So I try to understand Indian the goodness of India only when I started traveling. So you have to really find your diamonds is just in your
Yeah.
garden,
Yeah.
but you need to travel
Yeah.
to come back and
To
to
realize
understand that
it.
you're got your diamonds and only in your gardens. So this
Yes.
Yeah.
travel makes me understand. So these experience. So the world is all about education. Education is not in the book, it's experience. So kinetic, that's why art form or in the olden Vedic tradition or it's the same approach, and the methodology is important. So wherever you are, that's why they give you opportunity, and they give you space to explore that. So if you understand and if you have the sense of learning, urge of learning, then you can really develop your learning skill in a different way. So that's what this art form and also this beauty of India teaches you. So when you have the freedom and free, the feel of free, you go fly, and then you know what is grounding. So when you are grounded, you're ready to fly. So when you're flying, you can't fly again.
Yeah.
You can't fly all
Yes.
the time. You fly,
Yes.
but you come back to the route. So when you're
Yes.
grounded, so the more technically, the more lower sa you go, you can reach higher note. The more high timber you go, the more you can go. So the same way, you go high on
So
your inside,
beautiful.
and then you go so deeper. So the laughter, smiles, and the cries, tears, it's a part of the meditation. One has to. So like I'm touching the same topic, like sun and the moon, dark and the white. So the whole sum of whatever information is coming from the sun power, observations, news, but at the same time to digest, you have to sit completely in vipassana with the moon, so that it gets digested, and then it gets digested in some many ways. It can burst out with tears, it can burst out with pain, it can burst out. So if you allow that body to penetrate yourself with the nature, sitting just idle, Maharishi says this. Ramana Maharishi says, whatever you see, let it be truth. And you don't manipulate your thought. And it coming, if some thought comes, said you're really enjoying the thought, and then say, oh, I don't need it. No, it's just your asana, it's your observation. It's not one day, one yuga. This body is just a tool. So I am connected somewhere. It comes from my grandfather and great, great, great father, and goes. So this is
Beautiful.
something. Yeah. So it's a very
Very
interesting topic
special.
to explore.
Yeah.
People always get beautiful things from their generations, okay, from their
Beautiful.
great grand father, then the great grandfather. It is always happen, that you will get always beautiful things, and these um, mindful and soulful things from your you can say great grandfathers only. So I just want to ask one thing. Okay, we just want to listen because this Carnatic music is actually really famous, and it's a beautiful form of music and singing. So we just want a little bit, like you can you sing us for this?
Sure. I'll give you a small demo. For example, when you go for traditional music, uh, they always let me show a small example of raga.
Mm.
So, what is raga? Raga is not just a collection of notes; it's an entity by itself. So, I take a raga called Kafi from North India. They call it as Kafi. We call it as Karara Priya. So, na, 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 this raga takes Arohanam. Sari ga ma pa ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga di sa. So I do a small vinyasa. Da 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 ba da di da 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 ba da di da ba ba ga di. Na na da da na ra na. பால் நினைந்தூற்றும் தாயினும் சாதப் பதிந்து நீ சிவாய நம சிவய சிவய நம வய நம சிய நம சிவ நம சிவய சிவய நம வய நம சிய நம சிவ நம சிவய கால் நினைந்தூற்றும் தாயினும் சாலப்பறிந்து நீ பாவியனுடைய ஊதினை உருக்கி உள்ளொளி பெருக்கி உழப்பினானந்தமாய பெரினே சொரிந்து பெரினை சொரிந்து புறம் புறம் திரிந்த என் செல்வமே சிவபெருமானே யாருனை தொடர்ந்து சிக்கன பிடித்த எங்களும் தருவதினியே ஆ ஆ ஆ So this is just a extempo of Carnatic music.
Wow.
And when I
Wow.
travel, I keep collecting instruments. This is just an American instrument called kazoo, but I'm going to give a Daisy touch to it.
Yes.
Da, na, 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 ra, da. So it may be funny, but I
Wow,
just
Mahesh, wow. Wow.
Beautiful.
We are
Thank you.
blessed to listen to you,
Yes,
seriously.
yes. And we know that you played so many instruments. There are so many instruments you play those versatile in a versatile style. So we are really grateful that you have in our show today. So
thank you.
I want RTG, you should continue with your question.
Mahesh, like you just spoke about your grandfather and your father being such a legend, he's like a god of Ghatam. What
Exactly.
was it like for you to grow up in this whole musical feeling and this house full of music? What was it like for you?
I would say that that's the foundation for me, for my, not only for my music, but for my humanity. So, what perspective is that simple living and what you need, and the food for the soul, and also food for the body, and food for the thought. So, if you leave your mind somewhere, it just goes and then you get stuck. So you need a guru. GPS is all about guru power. Also, you need a guidance. So, for example,
Yes,
you drive on a car. You don't have a second option to ask your Siri. You never ask.
yeah,
She says left.
yeah,
That's all. You
yeah.
say go left. So when you can surrender, and when you can have the 100% surrender, and when you say, and then you are on the destination, and your destination is there. So our
Wow.
system says always that yesterday is always history, and then
Yeah.
tomorrow is mystery. Today is the presence, because I see RTG, I see Raghavji. So it's just reality, and it's happiness, and it's I share that, and we live in that moment. So we always say that, oh, I were a king, I just did that. Either say, hey, tomorrow I have a flight, early flight. We never cherish that we are seeing you, because I'm happy because I see you. It's reality, and I smell me, and I smell myself. I see, and I sense it. I've seen you. So this becomes history later, or it will become. But now, so when people thought process comes at where like you start living, so those people have already lived their life. That's why these contents, when it comes from the teacher, when it comes from the guru, it's just like a haiku. It's just like a small thing. So
Wow.
the diksha is just on a fraction of second. It's not like simple step one, step two, 21 steps to follow. No, it's not like that. For example, what I've learned from my father is just that he will never come to you and say that, okay, now sit, it's your lesson. No, it's not does that. We'll be on the travel, and then slowly it will be there when I feed him in the evening, and then during the night. He said, okay, now you come. Now say this. So you'll start, and then it gets up on the flame, and then it's a fire. It goes, the lesson goes until night 3 o'clock. You never know that it's time. So this
Wow.
is called
Wow.
moment, and then you start practicing that. So it's not that. So
Wow.
daily you cherish that, and then you practice, and then they never say you. My mom always asks me, so like, he's singing good, then why can't you say that it's good? Because for me, if my father really says that you're a singer, you're singing good, for me it's the best thing that I could understand.
Yeah.
But it has never happened. I know that he enjoys, but my mom says, I said, he's going good. Why can't you say? Then my father replied, he said, I know he's good, but if I say from my mouth saying that he's really good, he'll think he's the king, and he will never progress, and he'll never have an ideology of learning anything. I know he's doing good, and people should say how good it is. And I don't need to say. So I know he's doing good, but if I really declare, then his progress is going to be cut, because he'll think that. So this is what it's ideology of the daily thing
Yes,
what we experience in this generation. So
yes,
it's really connected. So this kind of learning process should come, and also people thought process should change. If that could change, we can really get a greater vision, because vision is what we need leaders to take up. So we need thought process. So if everybody says that rain go away, it's not going to work out. So if everybody says that I can connect myself, I want to be perceived, and if all come together and share the love. So even in sankalpa, we never do the sankalpa for our own self. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So you're sitting in a place and then you're emitting that cosmic energy. Mamo Partha Samasta Drudakshay Dwara Sri Parameshwara Pitatam. You're just emitting an energy. You're typing an email. Bharata Varishe Bharata Kande Meroho Dakshine Barswe. You're just coding yourself. You're communicating to the Supreme, saying that I'm sitting here, I'm delivering my email. I want to register my today parikrama. I'm just doing. So it's a writing through the email, through the different coding with different language.
Right,
So Deva
right.
Bhasha. So I mean, the greatness of Sanatana Dharma is about that only. So when people
Yes.
can really understand the real love and respect for your own self, forget about the next. Because we always care. Because as a father, as a brother, as a parent, as a friend, we always we just give high priority to our boss and then super boss, but we never cherish ourselves. We give very less priority to ourselves. So this concept, if people can flame it up, let it be a lollipop, let it be a small toy, let it be just a coffee, but it is, you're honoring yourself. So if you start honoring yourself and your presence, let it be small, just a t-shirt or just a kurta, but you just spend time. Say like this, I like this, I love
Love
this color. You
myself.
go.
Yeah. I
So
love
that,
myself.
yeah. So that's the vibe and that's the
Yeah,
study
yeah,
what we do.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mahesh,
So you are,
recently,
yes.
I came down with COVID few months back,
Yeah,
and that
me too.
time when you too, you see, so all of
Everybody has to.
us,
Everybody has to.
yeah,
Because the same thing
everybody,
is given as a vaccine.
yeah.
When the COVID is giving that the same enzyme is given as a vaccine inside, organically when you get it, it's better.
But this time when I was down with the COVID, I observed that at that time, lot of fear comes up, you know, because of all the media we have seen, all the news, we have seen the horror stories of the oxygen. So people with the things, so much panic and fear, and sometimes it's almost like you have this mini kind of a death glimpse, like in your head. So, in a situation like this, which not only me I am going through, but I have gone through, but I'm sure so many people around the globe have gone or experienced or touched this point of fear in themselves, or panic, I can say. So, how can music help them to release and let go of this and to relax into their own kind of being?
Oh, it's a very interesting and important question. What you asked, very relatively, I could answer that. Even I was affected by COVID, and I'd gone through the same process. 3 days no smell, complete the fluid come out, and then the body shattered down. So and then you go 5 6 days no smell, 7 days coming back. It's a process. I know it's an attack, so we all on the same planet. I would say that instead of panicking ourselves, and I have also personally gone through the same, because the system has its own kind of healing. Body has a own nature of healing by itself. It's just what you feed in the brain would really go inside. For example, it's not the alarm waking you. For example, you have a early flight tomorrow. Is that you will never go sleeping on the 4 o'clock in the morning. You have a easy French Sunday, yeah, morning brunch. You will never get up on the 4 o'clock. You will just relax and then get up only at 10. So do you think that is it just alarm waking you? No, it is the message what you feed in the brain goes on the subconscious mind, and it gets stuck, and it's so strong that you have already felt, you have already registered in your mind saying that it is tomorrow we have a flight, so you will get up. The same way situation, you always panic. That's why we always say that don't get panic with the situation. Instead, start thinking, saying about the other side of the brain. We always take so much of sun power, so much of nonsense. I mean, I would say that not. I mean, of course, it's not sensible, because whomever says everything, can you really believe? Do you have your assessment? That is called jnana shakti. The shakti inside you is a flame that should go as a sacred fire. It can't burst you. So there is a positive approach in you. I know it's a test. So if you want to pass the test, there is ways to update. There are ways to update for news. Not necessarily that people have to just get up from their bed, just see how many cases are there, how many going through, and what are you going to do it. Even I've gone through, but you see that when you're ready for attachment and detachment, you're ready for the upgrades. What had happened as a musician, even now, 1.5 years, no work. I know it's completely, as an independent artist, we are suffering. I know, but there's good thing which is already opening up. I've migrated to the digital platform, and I have released my own content, 38 albums, including the albums and
Wow,
singles.
that's
It's all available
awesome.
on the YouTube channel. My
It's a
YouTube channel
beautiful
is the
Wow.
process.
official channel.
Yes,
So you see the shift which is happening. So the global shift is already happening. You and me sitting here saying that, oh, I don't have that money, and so $5,000 is not there, so my life is low. And then you're sitting and we are speaking, but naturally, the shift of the globe is really moving. The waterfalls and the Ganges are racing. The all the good things are altering, and naturally it is happening. It's karma. So we were putting plastic, and then we are wearing plastic now. It's so karmic.
Yes,
So the
yes.
responsibility is what you learn. It's not about, you say that you give your pain to somebody. If you're ready for the
yes,
pain, you accept the pain gracefully, and you will see that you will enjoy the pain. I'm not saying that you will enjoy, at least you will have a clarity, saying that if you accept your failure, I said I'm ready to accept my failure. If you accept the failure, you see there is an always progress in you, and so that you can take, at least whether you succeed or not, but you will be so clear about your clarity that you're failure. Your fail will really step up. So that's what, instead being that instill in the illusion in saying that, oh, no, 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 I can't accept the failure. It's just the addressing of your egoistic approach, saying that that ego always saying that, oh, no, no, no way, I can never fail. Is that, yeah, but still, if you open up, so there will be another window which is opening. I know you're always queuing up in the same thought process. Instead, you open up the cosmic energy, you open up your own system. That's why we say that you connect to yourself during this pandemic. Start vipassana, start working out on yourself, start. It's not only the physic, it's all 70% concerned with the mind alteration. I know you can't change people. Instead, you can change your shift. So that's the only brilliance you can have, situational brilliance, to handle the situation. That's what we learn. It's not that you want to change. Mahatma says the same. Mahatma says, if you want to change the world, let the change be in you. You can't you can't ask the people to say that, oh, okay, I am the boss, you just respect me. Okay, in front of you you'll say, but the real thing will happen only when you touch him inside. He say that, okay, when somebody comes and the thief comes, he said, why do you steal? It's nothing, no problem, this is the key, this is for you, don't worry, whatever you want, you just take it. Then he will have the guilt until his death. He will never do it. That guilt will really make him. So this is what people have to. So that part, if people can really reveal themselves, because this is heated so much of information have come, but we have not sensed it. So that's why this artistic approach, let it be dance, let it be singing, let it be drumming, let it be anything, mandala painting, but you give yourself little time, and then appreciate yourself and being there. You start thinking, I think this pandemic is the longest time I've stayed with my family.
Yes.
the
So
positive
this is,
thing. Like, yes, that we all have spent our lot of time with our families. And Mahesh ji, I've seen that you are a really wonderful person and down to earth. And what you have said, this, that really is a good thing, that we have to, if we want change the world, we have to change ourselves first. Okay, we have to make ourselves better person, be a better person, be a, I mean, you can say, be a better to the other peoples. Then only we can change the world. If we change ourselves, automatically we'll change the world. Okay, because
True.
everybody will change their self. That means they will be going to change every, each and every things in their life. Okay, so uh, we just want to know about your current and upcoming projects, because
Okay.
you are doing a lot of things. Okay, so do you have upcoming projects? We just want to know about those things also.
Sure. My latest update is that, as you know, I've migrated to the digital platform. So there will be soon coming up where I am coming up with a series called Chant and Chat with Mahesh Vinayakram. So you will have an opportunity to spend a 90-minute course with me, which is coming soon. And also, I have released singles, and this is called single. What we mean is that usually we have albums which might have 8 tracks or maximum to the track of 10, but usually people in this particular era, they don't have time to, so some gems in the third track or fourth track would be missed. So we call it as single, so we release it as single album. So my music is available on all the digital platform, you name it: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, and all the online platforms. If you type my name, it's there. And on 21st, as you know, it's World Yoga Day and also World Music Day. So on that, I'm releasing my new content, which is called Yoga Nidra music. I'm releasing, so
Wow.
you can watch my music on YouTube
Wow.
on my Mahesh Vinayakram channel. You'll get all my music update, and that's what is the gift of Corona. And I have come out with a single called Corona, Karu bracket O, Karuna, Karuna
Ah.
bracket O.
Uh,
Karuna is compassion.
Yes.
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 If you really understand, it is compassion. So it
Mm.
affects to the people who have abused. So the existence is
Mm.
always watching. So here we are in this confluence, in this day, in particular time we have met. So this is our contribution to the world. I completely believe in it. So when one people start thinking and perceiving things like this, I think the we can create a better world. And when the peace starts from the home, and then from the class, from the school, from the country, and if that country really takes up, I think it's because India is so rich in many things, in its music, in its culture, and its learning. That's why people always come back to India. However it is, they have a passion for color. They have the Every people, they have a crush on India, because India is so
Yeah.
rich in culture and diverse in nature. So that's what I would say, that that's my passion, and this is my latest update. You can all find all my music there. And also I do a episode called Musings with Mahesh Vinayakaram, like the same way. And I have a session now at coming up within 17 minutes. Hollywood drummer
Okay.
Greg Ellis is featured on my show, and
So
this is
beautiful.
how I do, so that to create positivity during this
Yes.
pandemic. So this
Yeah.
session really reveals the celebration of our own self. I know, as a musician, from since 2 years we don't have any work. We are just initiating on our own. But if you see, the nature really listens to us. Somehow the things will happen, whether you accept it or not. The things are already moving. It's just that how you react to the situation does matter. What is coming is always coming, but
Mm.
your anxiety and your requirement and your assessment and your thinking and what you accept might differ on your mind. But what is coming is always coming, and it is going. So it's just you, how you prepare during the pandemic does matter.
Or how you
Yeah.
will take it. Or
Yes,
how
well
you
said.
will take it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
How you take
coming
does.
coming in the end of this session, I just want you. Can you sing us for Guru Brahma, for us, for our
Sure.
listeners. So
Whatever you like, whatever you like.
whatever you
Okay,
like,
I'll do that.
or whatever you like. Okay,
And also, I use a little bit of gadgets. So before I finish, I can show
Yeah.
you some of the gadgets. And you must have
okay.
seen I keep collecting instrument. So this is one of the instrument called Morsing. So it sounds like this. And and the next thing is that I use looper. So loop is something that you can loop and again. So I'll start looping something. So I can also say that Raghav Ji, Raghav Ji, Raghav Ji, Raghav Ji, Raghav Ji, and then Aarti Rasda, Aarti Rasdan, 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 Aarti Rasda, Aarti Rasda. It just goes on. Life is all about how you perceive. So whatever happens, there is always a way to go for it. So just keep yourself insight intact and don't get panic in the situation, but be clear and be responsible. Have a mask and then do the sanitization. It's complete science. So it's completely in our old tradition. Whenever we go, we wash our legs because the water has its quality, and when it touches the feet, it really sends the message to the brain that you're really cool. For example, you're having a Vicks, a Vapora, it doesn't have any chemical inside. It has a property which senses the brain saying that you're really calm. So the moment you're saying that, oh, wow, I'm really
Yeah.
calm. There's nothing, there's no medicine inside, there is no drug inside. But your mind says that you're calm. So when your mind says that you're calm, you're calm. When your mind says that you are in peace, you are in peace. So let's all say that we are in peace so that we are
Yeah.
in peace.
We are in peace.
I
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I'll finish with a small
Yes.
shloka and 1 minute. Yeah. मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं आत्मवदेव परानपि पश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेश्वर क्रममाक्रमणं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं मैत्रीं भजत अखिलहृजेत्रीं जननी पृथ्वी कामदुगास्ते जनको देवः सकल दयालुः धाम्यतत दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति
Shanti,
शान्तिः.
Shanti.
Thank you.
Really, thank you so much for coming up on the
From
show. And
the bottom of our heart, thank you. Really, really, really heartfelt thanks so much.
Oh, thank
you
you.
made really a beautiful show, and I think it's a really good start for our show that you
Yes.
came on our show. Okay,
Thank you.
so
And also
it's a really
sending all the
sad.
greetings to both of you for
Thank you,
hosting this kind
Thank
of show, because this
thank you.
creates positive approach in the people's mind, which can really make them as a medicine and a tonic for their thought process to make the situation much better and to live, to adapt the situation in a good, sensible manner. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mahesh. Thank you so much for coming up on this show from
Thank you,
TNC
John.
Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you.